Good morning, Southeast Idaho. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your weather hazard briefing for Saturday, December 29th, 2018. We do have a winter storm to talk about, but first we actually have a little bit of weak high pressure that has moved in over portions of our area, and we look at the water vapor satellite loop. You might be able to pick out a little bit of a clockwise spin out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with that drier air indicated by the yellow and orange shading here. Don't be completely fooled, though. We have a stream of moisture that's riding over the top of this high pressure ridge and coming right down over portions of Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Idaho. You can see that moisture here captured on the loop with the white and green shading starting to spill into portions of our forecast area. This isn't really the main winter storm itself, but rather some moisture out ahead of it that's coming over that ridge. It is going to give us some snow shower activity during the day today, and we're already seeing that this morning as we take a look at the regional radar loop. Certainly there's some terrain blocking and some radar coverage issues in here. It's not quite showing all the precipitation, but you'll notice we do have some echoes here across the Island Park and Upper Snake Highlands, down into portions of the Snake Plain now, even getting down into the Idaho Falls and Pocatello area, also developing here over the Central Mountains. Now this is generally light snow shower activity. We are expecting it to generally continue over the course of the day today with that moisture spilling over the ridge into our area. Most areas picking up on the order of about a dusting to maybe an inch of snow with this activity, although I do think there may be some slightly higher amounts up over portions of the Island Park region and along the Montana border here. Also down here into some of the mountains surrounding the Teton Valley and Driggs may pick up an inch or two of snow there at the higher elevations. Otherwise, here's a look at your high temperatures today. Generally not very impactful weather-wise as we go into this evening. That's all going to change as we head into the night tonight with our winter storm on the horizon. We do have a winter storm watch that is in effect for portions of our area. That includes the Stanley Basin, Sawtooths, and western central mountains here. Also, all of our highlands and eastern portions of our forecast area, just to the east of the I-15 corridor. Winter storm watch is currently in effect for the main core of the system coming in. As I switch over to storm total snow, you can see those watches line up with where we're expecting the greatest accumulations. Now, our forecast this morning did not result in any significant changes to our expected storm total snow. This map should look quite similar to what we've shown you over the past couple days during these hazard briefings. Generally, we're expecting about 4 to 7 inches of accumulation along the higher elevations here in the western central mountains to the west of Sun Valley, to the west of Stanley. Stanley itself stands to pick up 3 or 4 inches. As you head east, though, much of the eastern central mountains generally looking for a dusting to an inch or two, much lower accumulations as you get to the east of about Stanley and the Galena Summit area. Very little expected in much of the Arco Desert, the Snake Plain, the eastern Magic Valley, generally a dusting to an inch over the course of this storm from this evening through Sunday evening. You'll see those higher accumulations again stacking up here in eastern portions of our forecast area, a wide area where we're expecting 4 to 7 inches out of this storm. This is going to include places like Island Park, Monida Pass, the Ashton area, down into the Teton Valley and Driggs, Pine Creek Pass, Swan Valley, including the Palisades area, the Caribou Highlands, Chesterfield, Soda Springs, and the mountains here surrounding the Bear Lake area. Again, 4 to 7 inches, localized amounts of 7 to 12 inches possible as you go up in elevation. I think that's especially going to be likely above about 6,500 feet. And you can see some of those peaks and ridges lighting up here on our storm total snow forecast. An inch or two possible along the southern highlands here, but really not getting hit that hard compared to the last storm where we saw some more significant snow down across portions of Cassia County. The other issue that we've been telling you about is going to be the wind with this system. So here's a look at winds on Sunday afternoon. We're expecting a cold front to cross the region in association with this storm system starting late Sunday morning and then progressing from west to east as you head throughout the afternoon hours. And along and behind this cold front, we're expecting very strong winds on the order of about 25 to 35 miles per hour sustained over a pretty wide area here. The Snake Plain, the Arco Desert, portions of the southern highlands and Magic Valley, even extending over here a little bit into the Caribou Highlands to the east of Pocatello and Idaho Falls. You'll notice some very strong winds as well up here to the north in the eastern portions of the Central Mountains and up into Lemhi County. During the evening, those winds will start to slacken off as the system starts to pull away from the area. You'll see some continued strong winds down here across portions of the Southern Highlands and Cassia County. Here's a look at those wind gusts. Again, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are forecasted here, again for the Snake Plain, the Arco Desert, a little bit of the Caribou Highlands, and then across the eastern Magic Valley and southern Highlands. May see a few wind gusts a little higher than that showing up here in the graphic, particularly at higher elevations. Some of those strong winds lighting up here in the Central Mountains as well. As you get outside of these main areas of wind, though, the rest of the region is going to be quite windy as well. Generally, we're expecting sustained winds of 15 to 25 miles an hour, gusts of about 30 to 40 miles per hour for everyone across our southeast Idaho forecast area, even outside of these main areas that I've indicated here on the map. Evening wind gusts starting to slacken off, but again, still some strong winds down here in Cassia County and the southern Highlands. I hesitate a little to show this graphic. This blowing snow graphic for 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday really is looking for areas of falling snow combined with strong winds. What it's not really taking into account is some of our pre-existing snowpack. So certainly, as indicated here, we're going to see a high risk for areas of blowing snow from portions of the Central Mountains and then right into our eastern zones here where we have that watch-in effect. But I also think there's going to be a pretty good risk of some blowing snow down here across lower fringes of the Snake River Plain into the southern Highlands and the eastern Magic Valley. This is an area that has picked up some snowfall with the past several systems, and that is certainly going to be conducive to blowing around with the strong winds that we have down in that area. So jumping back to the winter storm watch here, I do expect we are going to make some upgrades and issue possibly some winter weather advisories or some winter storm warnings over the course of the day today, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. I also want to caution you, though, the combination of those winds with lighter snowfall amounts may create some pretty significant travel impacts outside of the current watch area. So for anyone across the southeast Idaho forecast area here, even if you're not currently under the watch, be on the lookout as we may be issuing some hazard products, some headlines as we head into the day today and this afternoon for that combination of snow and blowing snow, even down here, possibly affecting portions of the southern Highlands and portions of the Snake River Plain. So again, bottom line, it's going to be the combination of those snowfall amounts, the pre-existing snowpack, and those very strong winds all coming together to cause travel impacts across the region. So stay tuned for the updated forecast and any products that we do issue, and plan on difficult travel across much of southeast Idaho during the day on Sunday. High temperatures during the storm may make a run at freezing here in the eastern Magic Valley, but generally cold enough to support all snow for the event. We'll see things start to settle down as you head into the evening, Sunday evening. You can see us starting to dry out here in portions of the Snake Plain, eastern Magic Valley. Some snow showers continuing in our mountain ranges. That continues to diminish during the overnight hours, and as we advance into Monday morning, we're just about done wrapping up those snow showers as the system pulls away from the region. Very cold low temperatures on Monday morning, generally getting down into the single digits and below zero across a good chunk of our forecast area in the wake of that storm system. High temperatures rebounding, a little bit cooler Monday afternoon than what we'll see during the day on Sunday, generally in the teens and 20s. Dry weather for most expected Monday, and actually much of the upcoming week looking fairly uneventful with no major storm systems currently on the horizon. So it looks like we will get a little bit of a break once we deal with this potentially impactful storm system for your Sunday. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. If you have any questions or feedback, please reach out. Have a great day.